Welcome to the BAI show. My name's James Rankin and I am joined today with Amit Gupta from Find Smart Property. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Of course. And we're going to get right into it and understand, where you've come from, not just today, your travels, but what you were doing before your buyer's agent journey. So how long have you been a part of BAI?
Close to 2 years now.
Close to 2 years.
Yes.
So it's still relatively new.
Very new, yes.
In the scheme of things, right?
Yes, correct.
In terms of your job, your day-to-day, what were you doing pre-BAI? And you can go back a little bit further if you want, 5-10 years.
Yeah. So I come from the IT background. So I am currently working as a senior delivery manager for one of the big bank. I hold a senior position. I manage a big team of 120 people and the big domain of like 20 millions. It's very happy with the job, nothing wrong with that. But what I feel that I achieved, what I wanted to achieve in the IT field, now it's become the monotonous, like BAU kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't get the, when I wake up in the morning, it's, okay, yes, another day in the job, nothing exciting to do. Now, I wanted to do something different, right? And if I want to grow further in my career, I need to change line. Right, was in the project delivery. I have reached where I can reach in that line. Now, if I need to move forward, either I need to go to the sales or do something else, right? Now, I had to take a decision what I want to do because I want something new. At the same time, I was also looking to increase my income. That's a side hustle. Like when you grow, when you have a big family, you always look to increase your income because I also want to build my portfolio. I had a good portfolio till now, but I was kind of hitting my borrowing ceiling, right? So two things, right? Now, the decision I had to take whether I keep continuing in the IT career and take the different path or do something different which I like. Property was my passion. I was very interested in the property from the beginning. I bought my first property when I was 22 back in India. So it's always very passionate about the property. And in the last 3-4 years after 2016, I started educating myself in the property, like how does the things work? If I want to make a career out of it, I need to understand the whole property game, just not like buy in whole thing, what a lot of people are telling on the market and do the online course. So I did a lot of research and education, attended a lot of courses, seminars, all those things. I get myself educated in the property journey, like how the things work, how the renovation work, how the subdivision work, how the development work, what's the rooming house, all those things. And I actually did the project myself to get myself the nitty-gritty. I don't want it to have only the theoretical knowledge, reading something. So I've done quite a few projects from 2017 to 2022. I have done renovation, I flip it, I subdivided, I did the development a little bit. And when I started doing that, I started making money. And people around me started noticing me, and they were impressed by my results. So they keep coming back to me saying, Amit, what you are doing, can you help me out, find it right. So I thought, no, there's a big demand out there, right? People have equity, people have a borrowing capacity, because I come from the professional background. A lot of my friends are in the IT or financial and a good high-paying job, but they don't know where to invest. Where to start. Everybody wants financial freedom, but they don't know that, right? They invest based on the mom-dad recommendation. If they live in Melbourne, they look to buy in their own backyard without going into the data, whether it's right market to invest. And so I was at that phase, like 2023, and then all of a sudden Ben pop up, in the Facebook, what he does, right?
Yeah.
I said, what is this buyer's agent thing? Like, I knew about it, but I never thought about making a career. And then I just signed up, right? I said, let's give it a try. I just want to try everything. what wrong it can go, right?
Yeah.
We just waste up. And I will learn something out of it. And I joined it. To be honest, I didn't do anything for first 6 months because I was still doing my joint venture deal, lot of property deal, have a young family, all those things. But I think 2023 December, I said, Matt, let's be serious about it. And I've seen lot of interviews from lot of students who has gone and did really well in the buyer's agent field. Some of them from my friend circle, like few people who I know, and they have big business. I said, no, things can work out here. Let's give it a try. Then I finished the course, did my certification and all the licensing stuff mid June 2020. 2023, June 23. Launched my business in August 2023. This is almost 15 months. I'm loving it, Matt.
And here we are.
I'm loving it, yes.
So it sounded like there was a few ceilings, like you hit your career ceiling, you hit your capacity ceiling, your borrowing capacity ceiling, and this was another avenue.
That's
so you
correct.
bought the program, sat it there for 6 months. It's like, yeah, I'll get to it. Life's busy.
Yeah.
And then you might have seen a few other people and it's kind of like, oh, those guys are doing stuff. They're making some money. Maybe this thing is real. Maybe I do need to give it some attention.
That's right.
And then, fast forward to now. So you're still working.
I'm still working. I'm still full-time. Still doing a side hustle. Things are crazy at this moment, like it's overwhelming. But to be honest with you, when I work on the property, and sometimes I need to work long hours because I have full-time job commitment, I don't feel like working. It feel like I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just sit on the desk for 4 or 5 hours. My wife will say, what's going on? It's like, it's 2 a.m. in the night. What's going on? And you go, I'm coming. Yeah. It doesn't feel like a work.
Yeah.
And that's what I always wanted to do. I wanted to do something which does not feel like work kind of thing, which you enjoy. And I think this is it.
I mean, it's pretty rare for someone to find that.
Yeah.
Find something that truly is a passion that you can make an income from. Because,
Absolutely.
they say follow your passions, but it's never realistic.
And
it's hard to find, but it's never realistic either. Like perhaps some people go, I love surfing. Well, what's the percentage of people who become pro surfers and make an income from it, or artists, or any of those things? People that have the financial backing of their family or whatever, sure, go and pursue that thing. But for the most of us, it's kind of, we need to generate an income. But you've gone and done that. You found it. And many of our students have found that as well, like that passion for property and being able to turn it into a real income and figuring out that this thing is real. It's not a fugazi.
It's not like sales pitch. It's real. It works.
Yeah.
If you put the hard yard, you will get a result.
Yeah, it's not easy. Like nothing's. I never have anyone come on this show or speak to anyone to say, yeah, this was a walk in the park. Never, ever. But what good was it? Anything good doesn't come easy. So in terms of the clients that you've been working with so far, like what's the amount of, like, how many are you working with on average at the moment, like at any one time?
Yep. So last year, I completed 26 clients working
full-time.
part-time.
Yeah.
Working
So
part-time, full-time IT.
Work and then this
side
part-time.
hustle.
Yeah.
Till now, I have closed, like in 15, 16, I have closed 35 clients.
Yeah.
Last 2 days, I signed 4 new clients. 3 deals closed. 1 I'm doing right now as we're speaking, just texting the agent. So it's pretty good. It's unreal. I could not imagine when I started.
Yeah.
I thought I might be able to help some of my friends or their referral.
Yeah,
but
just a couple of
I
people.
just didn't expect to be that good.
Yeah.
Last year, we bought 25 million worth of asset.
25 million worth of assets.
And like 35 clients.
That's pretty good. So they're high price points as well. Not all.
Yeah, some of the purchases were owner occupied in the Melbourne.
Yep.
High price point, over $1 million. One in the Sydney, over $2 million.
Yep.
But 80% of my clients are investors. So we are mostly investor focused. So we are 500, 600, 700 range.
Yep.
But owner occupied can go up, right? Because they want to live where they want to live.
Yeah, of course.
Money.
But $25 million worth of houses and property is pretty amazing as a part-time gig. You know what I mean? And dare I ask, has the BA business outpaced your income from your day-to-day job?
Look, very interesting. I'm almost there.
Yep.
Almost there. So I touch wood, I have very good, high-paying job.
Yep.
Very stable job. Give me a lot of flexibility. So I don't need to start a certain time. Don't need to log off a certain time. I have a big team. I can delegate the work. It's just like I get the targets. I need to meet the targets. I got a lot of flexibility. Very good. Now, last year, I was almost there, like 90% what I was earning. And think about that. It took me 17 years of education and almost 15, 16 years of work experience to reach there in my IT
Crazy.
pay. And I could do almost similar, working part-time in entirely different business within a year.
Yep. That's
That's
crazy.
mind-boggling.
Yeah.
That's mind-boggling. When I think about that, I say, is it real?
I do say that to people around, you can earn surgeon money in, I don't even say 12 months, but it's probably 18 to 24 months. And that's like realistic. Like surgeons who are forever studying, it's probably like to get up to that, 350, 400 mark as a surgeon or as a doctor or medical profession, you're there for 18 years. You know what I mean? Like it's a long journey to bump your way up. I've had a friend and was there through a lot, like some of his journey, and he went on to be an anaesthetist. And yeah, it was kind of like 100 forever, like $100,000 forever or for a long time. And it was like 120, 150. And then it just went like this. But it took so long. I think it was 18 years out of school, like studying the whole time before he hit that. Yeah. So yeah, just the timeline to be able to achieve that, and you nearly doubling your income, and it's through a company as well, so you can allocate funds how you wish. You know what I mean? Yep. It's not PAYG. It's not like getting smashed with tax.
Lot of flexibility. Yeah, and that will help me to build my portfolio.
Yeah.
And that helped me, and that's keep the freedom for my wife to go part-time. That's a big thing. We have a young family. Mm-hmm. I have 5-year-old kid and 8-month-old kid. So when I was 8 months, when I was doing this side hustling, we were going through have new baby and the young family and all those things. So look, it was tough. But nothing is easy in life, right? And I'm so thankful to my wife who supported me in this. She understands this is my passion.
Yep.
It's not just for the money. Otherwise, I would delay that a little bit more. But she understands I'm enjoying it, and there's a career that we can make, and that additional income give flexibility for my wife to go part time or and quit the job and join me. In future, absolutely.
And is that the goal? Like you could see yourself turning this into full time? You're just like taking it.
Yes. I think this year.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I'm almost there.
Yep.
I just come from traditional background, Indian family. My mom lived with us. She's visiting from India. Nobody in my family has done a business. No one has done any business. I have zero knowledge about the business when I started working as a buyer's agent. So that's one of the things I learned from the course. Look, I know how the property works, but one of the things I understand how to build a business, I'm introvert kind of guy. Like, I takes time to open up and have a conversation or, in the social network. But to have someone to convince them that you need to pay these fees to service what you offer, it takes a lot out of me, right? So I was not too sure how. I'm very bad in sales. I'm not a salesperson. I'm technology delivery guy, right? So, but that's the thing I learned going through the BAI course, along with the knowledge about the property and all the tools and everything, how to convert your client, how to understand their requirement and help them to achieve that, right? Yeah. It's not about what you're selling them, just understanding what they need and what is the best way to help them out. So that's one of the biggest thing. And touch wood, so far so good. I have like 90% conversion rate when someone reach out to me. Like right now, a lot of my clients are from the inner network, and then their referral, and then their referral.
Yeah.
I'm not out there in the market and social media, putting a lot of money on the ads and all those things. So that revenue is always there, and I want to explore that. So in next 6 months to year, I think I will quit my job. I need to convince my mom because she think business is good, but you need full-time job.
Yep.
All my family member, my dad, uncles, they are from the government job, class one, high-paying government job. They have seen all the perks and everything. So for mom, it's this foreign thing, quitting the high-paying job and doing the business. But yeah, I think I will quit it in 6 to 1 year time.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And I totally understand that. Like, you've come from that culture and it's just the norm. Like,
This is norms.
yeah, how do you break it? It's difficult, and mums can hold a lot of decision making power.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you mentioned 80-20 split, 20 being owner ox, and then 80% towards your investors. What does that investment purchase look like? Like, what are you typically searching for at the moment?
So, as it started in 2023, late 2020, 24, so we did a lot of purchase in the hot market like Townsville, Mackay, Keynes, Perth, and during the start of that. And the results what I got from my clients, so we just did review all the numbers beginning of this year. Our client has achieved 18% annual growth last year, 18% annual growth, and out of 25 property what we bought. That's mind-boggling, right?
Oh, yeah.
National average is 6 to 7%. Our client achieved 18%. So they have a lot of equity. So they can withdraw the equity, and a lot of them is already second, or some of them has bought third and fourth property.
Yep.
So when you produce that kind of result to the client, that builds the confidence in them, because they were new as well, right? They need your help and support to put them in the right path to build the portfolio. Now they have tasted the success. Now they have seen, this thing works. So 50% of my client is already signed for second property. Some of them has gone to buy third and fourth one.
Yep.
So that's how it works. And and they keep referring us for the more clients. They are my best brand ambassador. I'm not paying
100%.
anything on that, but
Yeah.
they are the one who's sending you the referral. And once you get the referral, it's because they are already convinced. If someone referred someone, I don't need to sell my services. They have seen the results.
Yeah.
That's why they're coming to me. Yeah.
It's like, hey, I just gave this vending machine, $100,000, and it just spat out 18,000 or 118,000.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you do it?
Absolutely. And a lot of my clients come from the banking side of things. So they are bank employees. So they only pay 10% without LMI.
Yep.
Right? As a bank employee. So say if they buy a property of 450K in the Townsville, now that property has gone to 600K. So they have a growth of $200,000 by putting 60,000 upfront for the 10% deposit plus stamp duty.
Yep.
That's crazy, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they can withdraw
cash
the
on
equity.
cash return
Cash on
is-
300 cash on cash return
Yeah.
within a year.
Yep.
Without doing anything. And those are the high cash flow properties. So 450 property might fetch a 550, 600 rand.
Yeah.
Right. So once the interest rate coming down now, those property become positive here.
Yes.
And they have a surplus equity to invest again. And that's how lot of people are on the way to buy second, third, fourth, and keep buying it.
Yeah. Especially when you start to get into the structures and
Absolutely.
trust
Yeah,
accounts.
so,
and when you start buying in the trust and whatnot, and by no means this is financial advice,
Yeah.
disclaimer on that. But yes, there are ways to structure a portfolio that will
Preserve
allow...
your borrowing capacity.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Like increase. I was trying to dance around it.
Lot of my clients are already in the structure.
Yeah.
They already have a structure set up. So we have a close team of the mortgage broker accountants. So when they come to us, a lot of them does not know anyone. They have an accountant, but they are not investor savvy accountant, right? They are for the tax return purpose, right?
This is the thing, right? It comes down to the professionals around you. Like I was talking to some people on Tuesday because we had a very he's a well-known guy in this space, like finance. So he handles the finance side of it. But then he goes, but you need the accountant as well. You know what I mean? Like you need the accountant to structure it correctly to make sure that you're maximizing the efforts of what the broker's trying to do. And we are actually in a finance game. Like when we're building portfolios, it's totally a finance game because you just get tapped out. Like if you do it traditional method, if you're just trying to buy as many properties in your personal
you
name,
hit the ceiling.
just way too quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. No, absolutely right. And that's what they loved about us. It's not about just finding a property at the right location, right price, but having support to build the A team around you, whether it's the accountant or mortgage broker or the property manager, whoever they need. They know they can call me and I will have someone who can help them out.
Yeah.
Right. And those are busy professionals. Right?
Yeah.
They don't have time. Right. So they need someone who can hold their hand and walk them throughout the investment journey and achieve the result.
So you want to be that like go-to person.
Yes.
So anything to do about property, come and speak to me.
That's what they tend to do with me at this moment. But look, things will change. Once you grow big, right now it's like small client base, 30, 35 client, and a lot of knows me personally, right? Or their referral. But when you start doing 50, 60, 70, it's just not possible for anyone to be available all the time.
Yeah.
But that's what we want to achieve. That's what we, as a company, not only help them to buy the property, but be a trusted advisor who can guide them whatever they need about property or related to property, right?
Yep.
Without going into the financial advice section.
Yeah,
But
and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's just you need to know enough about it, like how it works, and have the connections. And it's like, cool, this is where I draw my line in the sand, and then they can go off to someone else.
And especially when you have done yourself all the deals, whether like it's a flipping, renovation, subdivision, and even development.
Yep.
You know what challenges you will going to face. If someone come to me and say, "Give me the big land where I can subdivide," oh, that's fine. That's very good on paper, but this lot goes like you need to check the zoning first with the right thing, whether the land what you're going to create after the subdivision, whether it's the right product for that market or not, how much cost, what time is required, what's the deal look like. So I can give that kind of overall advice.
Yep.
So they are taking a well-informed decision rather than just, someone say buy a big land and subdivide and sell it. It does not work like that.
Yeah, exactly right. It's that land banking, the land subdivision, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. Like very, very different to just buying an existing property.
Absolutely.
Because as you said, it's like adjoining properties, it's everything. That was my space, my background. We had a development which was we thought we were easily going to buy a block that was on the road. So there was 3 blocks in a row, like they were super lots, like 10 acres. So we got 2 or 3 of them, and then there was one left over. They were, people had owned them for 50, 60 years. So we had 3 in a row, and then the 4th one, which was essentially number 1, was where the main road was, and this guy wouldn't sell it to us.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to squeeze us. So we'd already sold all of these properties, 180 townhouses or something like that through the 3 lots that we had. Maybe more. And we needed to go through his property for the services, and he wouldn't do it. Like he was asking an astronomical amount, and kind of killed the feasibility on the other 3. So just pulled the pin on it. You know what I mean? Like, luckily it wasn't my money, but just to pull a pin on a project like that.
And you have to do that sometime.
Yeah, exactly. But people don't understand the nuances with development, and it can be quite.
So we were doing a development project in the Adelaide. Right, 2021 or 2020, right? So the plan was to buy 2 big houses with 100 square meter side by side, and they do 2x7 subdivision and sell as a house and land package, because those were a very good area for the first home buyers kind of thing. So if we have a 260 to 70 lot, they can build a double story house, and they can have a ready-made product for 550. We did feasibility, we bought the house, everything looks good, but COVID hit. And the interest rate started going up. So we did feasibility with a 2% or 2.5%, 3%. Once it goes to 6%, kill the deal, right?
Yeah.
Things don't go according to plan always. No matter how much contingency you have, sometimes you need to just take a, pull the pin and just move on. Right?
Exactly. But typically, most of your clients would just be that
buy and hold.
Simple
Give
process.
Me
get a good property.
Solid brick house.
Yep.
In the nice location with all the right data for the growth, good cash flow.
Yep.
We do a lot of analysis to find the right area, and we have built very good relationship with agent, and that's you.
Where it
That's
comes
one
from.
of the thing, right? And we get like 60% off market property. 60%.
Yep.
That's why I can get the very good price. So from the day one, they can have this equity. And if you buy in the right area, right property, right price, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong. And those are like set and forget kind of property, most of
Yep.
them. Most of them. I'll give you an example, right? One of my client came to me last year, January, say, Amit, I just bought a PPOR in the West, fancy PPOR. I think I can only afford one property, one more investment property. That's fine. Right? When I sit with him, understand his financial things and what's his goals, what he's looking to achieve. Fast forward 12 months, he bought 3 property. 3 property, right? He had 398,000 growth in the 3 property. We bought one in Perth, we bought one in the Cairns, and we bought third one in the Townsville. Townsville property is still on unconditional, settling in 2 weeks' time. We bought 580 off market, like very nice suburb next to the beach, right?
Yeah.
Bushland Beach. Called suburb name is Bushland Beach. We did the valuation from the CPA. It came out 80K more. It has not settled yet. So from the as soon as it's settled, he can withdraw like 80% of 80K.
It's crazy.
To buy next one. So why would not he keep investing?
Yeah.
And he was so happy. He said, like, when he came to me, he said, just one property. I can't do that.
Yeah.
When we sit with him, once we understand his, build the strategy for him, have a right team around him, he bought 3. Now he have 398 of growth, like $330,000 equity. He can keep buying 4, 5, 6 more. And that's things like, when you have the right strategy and the right team and a clear mindset, like sky is the limit.
Oh yeah, that's nuts. Like in terms of what, like the bank, it must have been a desktop valuation, or was it?
I did I get one of my mortgage broker say, can you do the real valuation?
Yep.
Because we want to withdraw the equity. So it's not a desktop valuation. It was
There
a
you go.
real bank valuation.
It's nuts.
It's nuts.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. Like
Absolutely
it's
nuts.
so rare for a bank val to come in higher, because why would the valuer risk,
Now,
just
so,
go on contract
So
val?
valuer come at a contract price.
Yep.
The bank it's going ahead with.
Yep.
But when it's still not settled,
Got it.
you can got it valued by the other bank.
Got it valued by another
say
bank.
I want
Got
to
it.
refinance.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And they say, yeah, happy to pay 680 or something like, it's like 80,000 equity has
Yep.
not settled yet.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So that's typically what you've been buying. What's the next sort of 6 months look like? Because things are moving, right?
Right, things are moving. Now I see a lot of demand from the Melbourne. Melbourne was sleeping giant
Yeah.
till now.
Yeah.
Now it's my own backyard. Right?
Yes.
So a lot of my clients from the Sydney or Perth, Melbourne. Melbourne is the next hot topic, right? Now I see, we are going to buy a lot more in the Melbourne. And given that I'm on the ground, it's going to help me. Yeah, absolutely, it's going to help me.
For
and,
sure.
And I will get a lot of calls and client for that. I think some of the other hot market will keep buying it. Some of them already peaked out, but there's always a market emerging based on the data trend. But I think there will be a lot of activity in the Melbourne.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the next
It's
6 months.
Yeah, it's definitely heating up. Like
It's heating up.
obviously talked to a few guys in Everest, and speaking to Dinesh and the
Yeah.
rest of those
Especially
guys that
the-
are going out to opens.
Absolutely.
Just
It's nuts.
bonkers. Yeah.
I was there last weekend and in media saying, oh, it's going down, there's nothing, people are fear. 20 people in the auction.
Yeah.
And the property was listed for 680 to 720, sold for 830, like 130K above asking price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And there were 20 people in the auction. It's
Yeah.
nuts, especially the affordable segment of the
Yeah.
area where you can still buy 600, 700K solid brick house,
Yeah.
5-year-old. You can't go wrong with that. Land value is like 500 for those houses. So you are getting like full house, 23, 24 square house in 200K.
Yeah.
And Melbourne is such a undervalued when you compare to other metro city. It's bound to go up.
It's nuts.
It's
Like
nuts.
when you look at Townsville, like what's a four-bedroom house in Townsville worth now?
Like in good areas, 600, 650.
Yeah, let's just say it's 650, right? You can still buy something 14, 15, 16,
Better
17 Ks
Better
out of
house.
Melbourne. You know what I
Better
mean?
house.
Yeah, Melbourne, which
Yeah,
is
Melbourne.
just
Most
wild.
livable city in the world.
Yeah, yeah. That's what blew my mind. Like, I
Yes.
can't remember who I was having the conversation with, but yeah, when I found out Townsville or Toowoomba and all these other places were sort of getting up that 650 mark, it was definitely Townsville. And then another guy jumped on and said, I just bought a house in Thomastown or something like that for 620. You know, it was just,
It's like Thomastown is like less than 20 kilometers away from city.
yeah.